Do you know what happens when you plant a bamboo tree? For the first 4 years, nothing. No visible growth. Just watering, waiting, nurturing. But in the fifth year, it shoot up to 80 feet in just 6 weeks. The truth is, it wasn't growing in 6 weeks. It was growing all along, underground, quietly, just like your project. So, welcome back to Introstellars. And this is not a comeback, this is a continuation. Today we talk about getting back on track after a pause, a detour, a breakdown maybe. But we are not starting over, we are starting again with roots that go deeper than ever. So, if you ever pause a dream and struggle to restart, hit subscribe, drop a comment with your experience, and let's get back in the game together. The pause or the pauses are part of the process. Breaks aren't a sign of weakness, they are data points, feedback loops, milestone. Maybe you need clarity, or life demanded something else suddenly. Maybe you were just tired, and that's okay. So, as a pragmatic tip, we should consider to don't judge ourselves for the pause itself. We use this as a reflection. What was I chasing before, and does it still matter to me? Maybe we can use an inspiring technique like a restart journal with 3 questions that we can ask ourselves. What did I learn during my break? And what am I curious about right now? And what's the smallest action I can take this week? Behind me are the super trees of Singapore, towering structures, not grown by nature but imagined by humans. They're not trees, but they are reminding us of what trees stand for: life, growth, and perspective. They're vertical, gardens, and landmarks, but above all, they are symbols of deliberate creation. These super trees didn't happen by accident, they were engineered piece by piece for a purpose: aesthetic, environmental, emotional, and maybe your comeback needs the same: a project of intelligent design, not random willpower. In the book Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, you can't know where you are going until you have built your way forward. So don't wait for clarity before acting. Design small prototypes of your next chapter, like a scaffolding around your super tree. It's not about going back to how things were, it's about building how things could be. You don't need a perfect plan to return. You just need a spark, a reason, a baby step, like we talked in an episode before. So, a couple of techniques could be the 2-minute rules. So, whatever your goal is, think about, start with a version you can do in under 2 minutes. So, something very essential and simple. And then, don't make up for lost time. Just create today version. A good reflection could be, if no one claps, what is something I still want to do today? Momentum isn't a luck, it's a structure, it's a ritual. The super trees themselves run on systems: light, water, energy. So should we. We should build our own super tree system, like having a morning time where we can have an anchor habit, journaling, walk, silence, or a midday milestone, like having a micro win, having a post, writing something, reaching out someone, and maybe in the evening working on a future act, like planning the day after or a diary about gratitude. There is an interesting quote I remember from the movie The Martian. You solve one problem, then the next. And if you solve enough problems, you get to come home. There are plenty of comeback stories that move us, not because they are perfect, but because they are messy, human, and real. And they prove one thing: the pause isn't the end, it's often the turning point. Like J.K. Rowling, she was broke, single, depressed, and writing in cafes when no one believed in her. But she kept going. The result? Harry Potter. A world she built when her own was falling apart. Robert Downey Jr., from addiction and jail to becoming Iron Man and redefining his entire career. He didn't erase the past, he rebuilt on top of it. Quentin Tarantino, before Reservoir Dogs, he worked in a video store and was rejected over and over. He made movies in his head long before he made them on screen, and when he finally did, the cinema scene changed. Bethany Hamilton, at 13, she lost her arm in a shark attack. Most people would never surf again. She went back into the water, not just to surf, but to compete, and she became a pro. Steve Jobs, fired from the company he founded, humiliated, then he came back to Apple and reinvented not just the company, but the world as we know today. Frida Kahlo, after a devastating accident, she spent months in bed. So she painted painfully, honestly, powerfully. Her art was born from her stillness and it became immortal. So courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's in a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. So your turn is, what's your comeback story? You don't need to be famous. You just need to resume quietly, powerfully, on your own terms. Coming back to your project isn't just about doing, it's about remembering why you care. So ask yourself, what did this project mean to me before I stop? Who am I doing this for? If this idea were a friend, what would it say to me now? In the book Start with Why by Simon Sinek, when you are lost, the suggestion is to go back to the purpose, not to the plan. So exercise could be try recording a voice note to yourself, 1 minute, no filters, where you answer, why do I want to finish this journey? That voice become your lighthouse, listening to it every time the fog returns. A certain point along the project, when you start to feel more confident, I would say that it's time to make it public, even if it's small. So super trees are meant to be seen, right? Not because they are showing off, but because they remind others what's possible. So your project might feel private, but even sharing a tiny piece can create a momentum. So micro action ideas could be post a behind the scenes update. Tell a friend what you are restarting. Share a screenshot or a teaser, even not the whole explanation. So why it should work? Because the visibility creates accountability as well. And accountability builds identity. So a good book could be, in this case, Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be findable. So again, be there. And there is an interesting quote from The Greatest Showman. No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else. We often want to pretend that break didn't happen, like a glitch, like something we need to hide. But what if instead we own it? This pause, the doubts, the tired mornings and nights, the things left unfinished, it's not a failure, it's a texture, it's what makes your comeback story yours, not a copy of someone else. So maybe you can write a short paragraph starting with, during my break, I discovered, and finish with something else like, and now I return with, and identify these two main steps for you. So another interesting book could be The Gift of Imperfection by Brené Brown. Owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is the bravest things we can do. So as a reminder, you didn't waste time. You were just becoming someone who could handle the next level. Right now, I'm filming in front of Marina Bay Sands, and this place means something to me because this is where it all started. The first idea, the first spark, the first time I told myself, I want to create something real, something that speaks, that moves, and that stays. Coming back here isn't just a backdrop, it's a reminder, a reset, to feel again that emotion that kicked everything off, to remember why I even began. So if you are watching this, I have one suggestion. Go back to your beginning, revisit that moment, that place, that version of you who first believed, even just for a minute. Let it remind you, let it wake you up again. And when it does, reach the star within by starting again exactly where you pause.
Trying to break in free. It's not the first time I'm trying to break free, so I want to give it more consistency. At least this is the intention. And so I also check online here and there which are the main